been string AFP. Talk us through that. Congratulations, but talk us through today. I mean, to start with, did you want to go out and bat on that green wicket? Did you believe that it was going to be a good batting wicket?
Thanks, Ben. Yes, I did actually. I think with the makeup of our team playing an extra spinner, I knew it was important for us to try and bat first. We had a good discussion about it early this morning, just around trying to bat big, bat well, and give our bowlers an opportunity to bowl in that fourth innings, particularly around playing an extra spinner. So I think it was nice for us to capitalise after winning the toss and building that partnership early.
The first 15, 20 overs the West Indies bowled, they seemed to be bowling really good areas and moving the ball quite a lot. You obviously got through that and then cashed in. Are you able to talk about what that was like?
Yeah, it was a challenging morning session, if I'm honest, particularly for me. I was constantly fighting myself throughout that first hour. Funny enough, I sort of spoke to Tom Latham at lunch and I said, almost felt like I forgot how to bat after that first hour. Just everything felt real awkward, the trigger. It's just part of the game, batting. That happens every now and then. But I just try to remind myself just to get through that. Just bide some time in the innings, build that partnership with Tom, and just fight through it. They bowl really well.
When you're at your best, you seem to bat with like real tempo. Like you might not score many runs in 50 balls, and in the next 50 balls you had to run a ball or better. Did you feel like it was like that today? It seemed like there were periods where all of a sudden you were able to cash in.
Yeah, certainly after lunch, I think it was a combination of two things. Ball got a little bit softer, a little bit older, and the wicket actually sped up a little bit, so it offered up some good scoring opportunities for myself and Tom. One of my things is to play with freedom, play with a positive mindset, keep looking to score. So I just tried to remind myself to do that, particularly after lunch. If they missed, I wanted to capitalise and put them under pressure.
That was the second highest opening partnership in New Zealand Test history. Do you know any of those records when you're going out there? Or?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm pretty grateful to be part of that partnership. A lot of credit needs to go to Tom with the way he played. Quite often throughout that partnership, he was awesome towards me, just reminding me about, looking straight, be there, present, don't look too far ahead. So, a lot of credit needs to go to him, batting that partnership together.
The highest opening partnership in Test history involved Neil McKenzie and Graham Smith. Obviously, you didn't quite get there, but you're in these lists with Neil McKenzie, who obviously you grew up idolising. What's that like?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's pretty surreal for me to see myself in that light to an extent. I think, as you say, mentioned Neil McKenzie, Graham Smith. I remember that partnership. I think it was against Bangladesh a long time ago. Certainly one of my idols. So, very grateful to be in a significant partnership with Tom Latham, and it was a good day out.
Devon, it's felt like a couple of times this summer you've been on the cusp of something really big and just found ways to get out. Was there a deal of satisfaction about what happened today?
Yeah, I think there has been moments, you're right, this summer so far where I've had opportunities to kick on and actually make a significant contribution for the team. And as you say, there has been ways that I've found myself to get out. But, I've been feeling good with the bat for the last couple of months, and I just try and remind myself to just keep doing that. Don't worry about the runs, just keep focusing on doing a job for the team and doing a role, So I'm pretty happy that it turned over for me today, but I just got to keep, focusing on being present and just, as I say, doing a role for the team.
Your record coming into this test is quite unique, where you've had more success away from home than in New Zealand. Can you talk a bit about how tough it actually is to open the batting in this country? It feels like it is a very underappreciated job around the world, not just here.
Yeah, it has been a tough ride. Quite often you rock up day one of a test match and you see it's pretty green. So already mentally you sort of think, well, it's going to do bits here on this pitch. But I think a lot of credit needs to go to a guy like Tom Latham, who's played 90-odd tests and he's done so well. I mean, I think he scored his 15th test century, and a lot of those centuries have been here in New Zealand. So, I think you just got to try and remind yourself to get yourself into a good position and look to score, because, there is probably a ball with your name on it here in New Zealand. So you've just got to be disciplined. And as I say, I need to commend Tommy Latham because, to do what he's done over a long period of time here in New Zealand is, pretty remarkable.
A lot of your career has been in the context of your 200 on debut. Going higher than that potentially tomorrow come into your thinking at all?
Not at all. I think, again, it's just about doing a job for the team. Funny enough, I had a conversation with Kane and he said, at the end of the day, it's not your runs, it's the team's runs. So, having that mindset and talking about it and thinking about it that way, it just brings you back to doing a role for the team, and that's the most important thing as a batting group.
There's no maybe thought of making Brendan McCullum's high score at the same time as they go 3-0 down in the Ashes?
No, certainly not. I think if you look too far ahead, particularly when you're batting, you can get yourself in trouble. So it's just about staying present, watching each ball as it comes, and building a partnership with Duffman.
How did that innings today rank within a partnership, rank in terms of technique and temperament? Because it's one thing to take a shot off the ball, but there's another to stay there for 86.4 overs.
Yeah, certainly partnership's the best I've been a part of, no doubt. You know, at the beginning of the day, if you said to me you're going to bat the whole day, you know, I thought you were having a laugh, personally. But it was just nice. It was just a good time out there. You know, if I think back on that day, just the communication I had with Tom throughout, you know, him reeling me in at times, you know, when I was probably getting a little bit loose, reminding myself, let's keep doing a job for the team. Yeah, it was a fantastic day and pretty happy with how it went.
In what we mentioned here about Neil McKenzie, why did you love Neil McKenzie?
Just a great man on and off the field. I was very lucky to play a handful of games with him. Gentleman, as I say. You know, the way he batted, classy look. He's always willing to help. He always gave some good advice, particularly to me. I think there was a time today, there was a moment today where we had drinks, and Michael Bracewell reminded me, he said, remember what Macca said to you? He said, you've never got enough. Remember this time when you're on 130, ball's not doing much. You know, it's a good time to cash in because the next innings you start on 0, new ball. It's hard work. So, yeah, you've never got enough, and that's something that he mentioned to me a long time ago that I've tried to pride myself whenever I get in, try and cash in to do a significant job for the team.
Devon, you talk about how hard it is over the batting in New Zealand. No Black Caps captain had won the toss and batted at home for 14 years before today. Were you plugged into that decision at all in terms of someone who would have to either bat if you guys did bat first?
Yeah, certainly we had a discussion in the changing room. I remember we didn't quite know who was going to play between Jazzy and KC. But then once they made the decision that we were going to go with Jazzy, we decided that we were collectively going to have a bat first. So mentally, I already knew that we were going to bat. It was like a guaranteed bat day because I had a feeling that they would have seen a green wicket and the makeup of their bowling attack that they probably wanted to bowl first. So I just, I took it easy in the warm-ups because I just knew, it was a batting day. So I just wanted to conserve some energy. But yeah, it was great. It was nice that we won the toss and we executed what we wanted to do.
Just if we go back a year to the series against England, so like I said, first 2 tests you can really find your way and you missed the third for things bigger than cricket. I'm just, were you worried about your batting a year ago? And I guess, do you think now 12 months on, you're in a place where you're in a real good place as you look forward to, I guess, I know you've still got this test to go, but everything that awaits in test cricket next year? Yeah,
I mean, as you say, there was things bigger than cricket, the birth of my first child this time last year, 9th of December, which made me miss that third test against England, which was, fantastic to have that. But yeah, not really. I think thinking about that series that I had before that in India, felt like I did a good job for the team. And it was just 2 games really that I didn't tick over, and I know it's part of batting. I know it's part of the game. It's not going to go your way all the time, so you make peace with that. But yeah, it's just staying present, really enjoying the environment now. Loving the group as always, and just want to keep continuing to do a job for the team.
So just to touch on what Andy just asked, there has been a bit of narrative around this side with the loyalty shown to the older players with Tom last week, despite the performance of Mitch Hay. In your position, you've obviously got Reece Murray and kids who've been scoring a lot of runs at domestic level. Do you guys, I mean not Tom so much, but do you feel sort of pressure on your shoulders to now stand up and hold your spot?
No, not at all. I think credit must go to those guys knocking the door down. It's fantastic that we've got good depth in New Zealand. I can't really focus on other people's games. I've just got to focus on me, focus on my job at hand. And like I say, it's great to have those guys knocking the door down. And I'm sure, no doubt, that we'll see them in this group if they continue to do what they're doing.
Hey, Rob Walter, as the new coach, I've seen him throwing you some serious throwdowns and nets and getting you ready for the game. How important has that been? Because it seems to try to work you over.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's a good challenge. Myself and Rachin particularly enjoy getting Rob to throw to us with a new ball. He gets really close. You saw yesterday at training. It's pretty exciting. I certainly feel as a batter, it sharpens you up. He's very accurate with the throws, and there's good intensity with him being very close. So, that's been very helpful preparation. I know if I get through that it's certainly given myself the best chance of being ready and switched on for the game.
Technique-wise, you seem to be getting forward a lot better, and I mean, your pulling and cutting has been particularly impressive. Have you made any changes, or is it just the comfort that you're feeling?
Nah, I think it's all stemmed from a positive mindset. If I look at a dismissal early on in the series, first day against the West Indies, against Roche, second ball nicked off, second slip, that was a dismissal that lived with me for a long time because it was the way I sort of tried to defend that. It was tentative. So I sort of said to myself and had a good conversation with Rob around just being positive in whatever you do. You can have a positive leave, you can have positive defence, you can also be positive with attacking shots. So commit to that. Here in New Zealand, you're going to have a ball that's going to have your name on it. You're going to get out, you have to make peace with that, but rather do it your way. And that's something I'm trying to hang my hat on. So it might look like I'm a little bit more positive out there, but it's just stemmed from a positive mindset.
We saw Kurar and Poff in the last couple of hours of the day. they're already going to bowl it based on their team makeup. Is it now on you guys to just really hammer home this advantage and make them, I guess, suffer?
Yeah, personally gutted for Rochi, absolute legend of the game. When I saw him pull up like that, I certainly felt for him, particularly with the amount of overs he put in today. So it's never nice to see someone, particularly get injured. So hopefully he can come back from that and it's nothing too serious, because he's a good guy and obviously makes it pretty challenging for us as left-handers. But to answer your question, I think it's very important for us as a batting group to keep putting them under pressure, bat for a long period of time, because that wicket is going to get flatter and it will give our spinners an opportunity to do a roll later in the test.
Is it just bat once, bat big?
I'm unsure. I leave that to the leadership group and the Brains Trust to figure that out. I just want to go out there, stay in the process, ball by ball, and just keep doing my thing, building partnership with others at the other end.
You got a tickle on your elbow and maybe some cramp or something later on. You feeling good?
Yeah, I think that knock on the arm was actually a little bit sore. I know the boys in our group consider me quite a soft guy, which is a harsh reality, but at the end of the day, it was a little bit sore, but I think it's okay. And then unfortunately did experience a bit of cramp. I probably didn't have enough fluids on board throughout the day, so unfortunately my top hand just was seizing up. But I had quite a few cramp fixes which helped me get through the day, thankfully.
We saw Jacob Duffy make 36 and a ball away. What are your predictions for what he can do with you in the morning?
Yeah, I think the way he lined up this evening was brilliant. It's always exciting watching him from the non-striker's end, because he does play a positive brand. I mean, if you look at that last ball of the day, straight drive for 4 was outstanding. So it's quite fun batting with him. I'm grateful that he's there. So I'm looking forward to batting alongside him tomorrow.
The single off the penultimate, last ball of the penultimate over, that's exactly what you want from that watch.
Exactly that. I mean, we did discuss that he needed to face the majority of the bowling, and I was very chuffed when he got that single off that ball, and I did say to him, mate, I'm not backing up, so 6 good decisions from you, that'll be great for the team.